Hello my creative friends, this is Heather North from heatherscreativeblessings.com. Stampin Up just released their new alcohol markers. They're calling them Stampin Blendabilities. You can find them on page 212 of your Stampin Up catalog. There are only 6 color families that have been released along with the skin tone assortment. But more are coming as the summer wears on, and in the Stampin Up year, within the Stampin Up year, we should have all of these colors available. Demonstrators were able to pre-order these colors that are available to you now, so we've been able to play with them a little bit so that we can show you how to use them. And if you're a Stampin Up demonstrator and don't know this, there are 4, 5, 6, I don't know, I need to go check that out. But there are no more colors available for us to pre-order today, so it's July 2014. Go ahead and check that out. I'm kind of excited. I didn't get all 6, and well, I guess 7, because I didn't get the skin tones yet either. I didn't get all of these colors yet, so I need to go place another order and pick up a few more. I'm excited that Stampin Up is carrying them. So if you don't know what blendabilities are, they are an alcohol marker similar to Copics. And I began coloring with Copics in January. I got a bunch for Christmas and I've been slowly adding to them. I love to color, I love to shade and add highlight. It's something that I really enjoy doing. I'm not an expert by any means, but I have done some playing with the Copics, and now I've got the blendabilities, and there are features and benefits, I think, to both. But for today I'm going to just focus on the blendabilities. If you are a Stamp Nation member, I did an exclusive video for them showing some of the features and benefits of both and comparing and contrasting. This right here is a sample of that. I showed the brush tip on the blendabilities. Now the blendabilities have this fine tip. Copics have a chisel tip. So that's just one of the differences. But for today I wanted to focus, like I said, more on just the blendabilities and showing you how to use this fun new product. So blendabilities come in a packet of 3. They are Stampin Up colors, so they're going to coordinate with the Stampin Up colors that you already have, ribbons, ink, paper. I love that about this company. It's one of the things that really sold me on Stampin Up was that everything coordinates, because I'm a perfectionist and I like it when they coordinate, and I think it looks better when they coordinate. So it comes with 3. So this is Coastal Cabana Light, and it will actually say light on there. Can you read that? And then medium, Coastal Cabana medium, Coastal Cabana dark. One of the things I have found is that the medium and dark on most of the colors I have are very similar. They blend really well. The light is different, so you do get some shading, but they're very close. Now, the good thing about that is it makes it very easy if you're a beginner, or if you don't want to have to think too much about adding the shadows. It is really easy to just blend them. They do blend very nicely. The other nice thing is the price, and they are $11.95 for the pack of 3. So let's go ahead and open them up. They do have a tight seal, so you just have to kind of pull them apart. This is the brush tip. It's got a thicker line here, but there's also a picture that shows you it's the brush tip. To close it, lay it flat on its side and close it up. Now the fine tip, so you do have to kind of pull. The fine tip has just what it says, a fine tip. It's also got the picture, it's got a fine line. And again, lay it flat, push it till you hear that pop. That will keep your alcohol markers from drying out too quickly. When using alcohol markers, you're going to want to use your Memento Tuxedo Black ink. Stampin Up recommends using Stampin Up Whisper White cardstock, and let me see, I've got one here that I did earlier. Here are some samples that I've been playing with. I did this on Whisper White, or these on Whisper White, and this on Very Vanilla. You can see it blends fairly well. This one actually has Copic Yellow in the center, so they do play well together. You can blend and mix and match your Copics with your blendabilities. The thing to remember about whatever paper you're using is it will bleed through. You have to have a really thick cardstock in order to not have it bleed through if you want to do 1-layer card, but otherwise just mat it. I tend to mat my cards anyways, mat my layers, so that's not really a big deal for me. let's see, what else do we need to know before we get started? Oh, because it's going to bleed through, make sure that you do have a grid mat or scrap paper underneath to catch that extra ink. If you're just getting started with Blendabilities, I highly recommend that you get a stamp set that you can color in. I love this new By the Seashore. I think it'll be great for coloring. I already did a starfish. Wouldn't this be adorable with the cherry cobbler? Okay, so I'm gonna take one of the seashells and my Memento Tuxedo Black ink. I haven't stamped with this before, so I'm just gonna test it out, yeah. I store mine upside down so that the ink stays upside down. You wanna make sure it's sealed, it will dry out. And then I just use my Stampin' Mist and Stampin' Scrub to clean it. Just because you have the ability to blend and shade and highlight and shadow doesn't mean that you have to. You can just use these like any other marker and just color it one color. So let me show you that. This is Pumpkin Pie Light, and I like to outline. I'm just barely touching it to the edge. I don't really want it to bleed all over. And then I fill in. Just pretend you're coloring like you are with a coloring book. You could do the entire thing like that, or you could come in with your next color. Oops. The thing about this By the Seashore set is that it has lots of writing and lines, and so that in itself gives it some highlight and shadow. You could just leave it like that, or if you want to go just a little one step further, take your darkest color and just go along the bottom and right behind this part here so that it looks like there's a shadow. And I think I'll do just a little bit right there on that line. If it's too dark and you want it lighter, take your color lifter in here and see how that just lifts away the color. It's kind of pretty awesome. This will lighten it 1 shade, 2 shades. You don't want to do too much. You want to just leave it and watch it, and it'll kind of lighten up as it goes. But if you want to add more color, say it got too light, you can just come back in and add some more color. Now here's another tip. I'm just going to do this light color one more time in the center, and do you see how that adds a darkness to the inside? It just adds another layer of color. So that's a really quick, simple coloring tip for you with the Stampin' Up! Blendabilities. I will be back with another video with more tips and ideas. Let me just tell you this. I suggest printing out a bunch of circles or shapes or stamping some solid images and just practice coloring with them when you get the Blendabilities. Don't plan on using them on a card. Free yourself from that burden and just play and have fun and color and enjoy the ride. You can print on your Stampin' Up! Cardstock, or you can print on, if you want to get Copic Express It blending paper, or the Nina Solar White blending paper works really well. I've also heard people have had really good results with the Gina K paper, and you can get those in thicker weights so that it doesn't bleed quite so much. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you find some time today to get a little bit creative. Bye!